it all came down to this. This battle would decide the fate of the food war. But before the battle could begin, a civilian green apple saw the fight and decided to join us for some reason and became a person who works one of the trebuchets. You know, it's like a long-range catapult. Also, these are the catapults, so it's basically just short range. But before the battle could begin, I asked, like really quickly, Knight Noah if he would at least join the battle for a few seconds, you know, just like look at it at least, to, you know, boost the morale, but he declined because he said that he didn't want to get killed. Even though if I promised him that he would be safe, he still didn't come. But before the battle could begin, Queen Peyton decided to execute a cracker right in front of us, like right here, and it's smushed and everywhere. It was very disturbing. So, the battle commenced. The enemy made the attack first. They launched their catapults at us, but they missed right in front of us. But the shrapnel from the ground hit our soldiers and wounded them. Not severely, but not weakly either. And then we launched our fire trebuchets, yes, trebuchets that shoot fireballs, into the city. That's right, not on the walls, into the city, damaging things, I guess. Civilians? Don't worry about that. Anyways, we launched our catapults at the walls to do some damage. And it did some damage. And our army of archers started firing upon the enemy from afar before they could reach us. Now the enemy army was here, so our archers switched to swords and we were ready to battle. Our two front lines crashed into each other. But you see how this orange is not aligned with the other oranges in the front? That means that the enemy took advantage of it and pushed us back, so we had to fall back from our original defensive position. Oof, what a bad majoring blow to us. Bad move from and by us. Just so you know, the reinforcements, or this guy was actually the decoy for King Orange in episode 2. This guy's a new guy. There's also this apple, and I think one of these oranges. Either I think it's like this orange or something. Possibly this orange, or possibly this orange, as part of the backup. But that doesn't really matter right now, because we're in a battle here. So we started sticking to our defensive position. Yeah, gotta line them up, you know, so we can stand strong against the enemy. Things were not going too well for us, though. So King Orange ordered for the catapults, instead of aiming at the walls, to aim at the soldiers over there. So they did, and then the soldiers were hit, and they had to fall back. So that means we could advance forward, just a little bit though. And then we did advance forward. Oh, look at that! Hooray! Psst, yo, dude. Huh? You might want to keep your bruise back there, so the enemy wouldn't, you know, take advantage of it. Oh, thanks, man. No problem. Even though if the enemy was pushed back, they started wearing some of our troops down because most of them were injured. So we had to rearrange the lines. We had to put this guy over here, put this guy right here. You know, we had to arrange everything and all that. Right? That's good. And also this guy will be placed by him. Put in some new, fresh troops. So now it's just all oranges on the front, protecting the cause and all. Battling was going fierce though. battling was going fierce, but this wasn't enough. So we gave these people spears, and we switched the front row with the back row. Now we were in the phalanx position. That means a bunch of spears like pointing at the enemy, long spears. So the enemy had to go back, and we, got most of them. This battle was very, very brutal. And just to add it on top of it, this trebuchet worker and this catapult worker became archers and started shooting at the state. Forget it. Actually, I think it was this one. So I became an archer and started shooting arrows at the enemy to top it all off. No, please. But King Orange wanted to test out his skills, so he got a spear and started jabbing at some enemies. Like really, stabbing them. Wow, King Orange, you're the best. But then we replaced our front row with the other front row now, with fresh new troops, and we gave the this row all spears, so it's fine. So we're keeping up the spear thing because we like the spear thing because it's going well for us. If it works, it works, And just take note, catapults are still firing on the enemy, so now they're being hit from all sides. So, seeing them in this position, I called off the catapults to stop firing at them, fire at the walls, focus on the walls. Boom! Oh yeah, we got them. Trebuchets! Open fire! Boom! Oh yeah! There we go. Not a tough wall now, ain't it? And it was during this time that I asked again Knight Noah to at least see the battle for a few seconds, to boost morale once more. But he declined, even though if I promised him that we had a good safe position for him because the spears and the archers and all, but he still declined. But he said to tell the soldiers best wishes and spit in my hand, or actually he spit in his hand and I took the spit. He told me to give the soldiers his spit, so I did. And we called all the archers back from atop to do catapults and do the trebuchets. Actually, we called off the trebuchets to put them to rest. But the catapults are still going now. They will still be going. Actually, we called these guys off. So the catapult workers are resting, and the trebuchet workers are now catapult workers. King Orange wanted to get on the action, so he replaced this little orange with himself, and now they all had swords, so the enemy could push back at them again. But they advanced some more. Gotta line them up, And let me tell you, King Orange was a beast. He started knocking them out, killing one by one with a sword and an axe. Holy, I didn't know he was such a fighter. Hold the line! Oh my god, it's brutal out here. But due to reasons, King Orange eventually got pulled back, and another person took his place to fight in the battle. That was very, very horrible. Please! It's kind of hard to do a battle. That wasn't meant to happen. Hooray! Let me remember what happened next. This guy got severely hurt. And also, he was stolen by Queen Peyton, but was brought back somehow. I don't know. Oh, there she is. Yo, I can't believe Knight Noah gave us his spit. I know, right? So cool. this is definitely a morale booster. I'm so confident that we're gonna win this battle. Oh yeah, I was like, I'm not quite sure about this, but now I believe. Queen Peyton knew that this battle was, how do I put this? Favoring us more than her side. So, she called in the things from the towers. She called in the claws, and she called in the, something else, the thing. And started wreaking havoc on our side. She used a bunch of things, and we didn't like it. And, no! No! Yes, one of our apples was taken. The other apples tried to save him, but the oranges and the pears held him back. It was too late. He was already taken by the other side. And he was thrown in a landfill. A landfill with dead bodies upon dead bodies upon dead bodies that I don't have. Let me do that again. A landfill with dead bodies upon dead bodies upon dead bodies. But this new development only fueled our anger, so we pushed the enemy further, even more. And Queen Peyton knew this, so she called off the mechanized, whatever you call this, and she called off her army to withdraw and go and hide back into the kingdom. But their walls were crumbling, and we were on the verge of winning the Battle of Pringleburg Outskirts. Yes, that you heard me right. The capital is called Pringleburg. But yeah, the thing is, all the capitals of all the food kingdoms are something like their food and then Berg, because I'm too lazy to come up with these things, so I just put Berg at the end. And then we started catapulting big giant things at them, just for good measure. But like I said, they were on the verge of winning because there was still one more thing they needed to defeat. The watchtower. So the catapult people and the trebuchet and more catapult people went to their catapults, and the archers drew their bows to fire upon the watchtower. And actually, I lied about that one red apple that was taken to the landfill. He didn't die because of the mechanized, whatever. He died because of the watchtower. So we started blasting all our things at the watchtower. Arrows, catapults, you name it, boulders. It took a long time, but finally, we got it down. And it was destroyed. We have won the Battle of Pringleburg. But at what cost? Because there were so many casualties that it was unbearable. And then I saved him. Yes, the apple that was stolen from us. I saved him. He didn't die. He was just very, very sick. Now he's like very in danger, you know? Now with the battle over that we won, we can finally lay siege to the capital of our enemy that was once mighty and thought they were eternal. Plus, this guy may live or die. We don't know. He caught a deadly disease in that landfill. And we don't know if he will survive or perish. So, it's very sad. You know, I never really talked about him or mentioned him or showed him all that much. I mean, I did show him a lot because, you know, he was part of the army to go to the capital, but I never really mentioned him or talked about him that much, and now I regret it all. I wish he had more time. News got back to Knight Noah about our victory, but at a cost, because a lot of people died. And he was like, then they shouldn't have died. Guess they won't die next time. Tell them to not die next time, you know? And I was very confused, like, what? This guy, I don't really think, for the past few days, I don't think Knight Noah's the best knight. We could have gotten a way better knight, to be honest. Because, come on, that sucks. They shouldn't have died. Yeah. As the siege of Pringleburg started, this war marked the beginning of its end.